I'm heading out, man. You want to ride?
No, I got my car, but I actually really need to go to the bathroom.
Dude, are you okay?
I am definitely buzzed.
Yeah.
I think I will take this and I will take that ride home.
If there's one thing every car guy hates, it's cleaning the garage. Do you want to take most of the time and hassle out of that job? Then call Zone Garage of Eastern Pennsylvania and New Jersey. Agnes and her crew will have your garage, shop, basement, or even your porch looking great all the time. With unique patterns and designs, plus the ability to incorporate your logo or any artwork, your space will never have looked better. Installation is done in 1 day, guaranteed, and Zone Garage offers a 20-year warranty on the top coat. Their coatings are durable, anti-slipped, and impact resistant. Give them a call at 570-856-6067. That's 570-856-6067 for Zone Garage of Eastern Pennsylvania and New Jersey. Welcome to the 34 Motorsports Product Showcase. We're proud to offer the full line of Simpson Racing safety products. The Shark Speedway is a perfect brain bucket to keep your melon as safe as possible. We carry every model and size of Hans device, and these have saved countless lives. The Hybrid Pro Lite is an alternative to the Hans device and is just as effective. The DNA 3-layer suit offers maximum protection when things get hot. And hey, dude, those comfy shoes won't help one bit when things go south. Keep those hands ready to work with a pair of Vortex FIA gloves meeting every current standard. From 5 to 7 points, we carry every one of the Simpson harnesses, keeping your rear end right where it should be. Keep all your gear clean and together with the helmet and FHR bag, and always be ready to hop in a race car. Visit 34motorsports.com and order today.
I'm Ryan Newman, and since I started with Indiana Donor Network and Driven to Save Lives, I found out that some people think that they can't be an organ donor. The truth is, anyone can sign up to be an organ donor.
Anyone?
Anyone?
Are you sure?
Yeah, I'm sure. Anyone can sign up to be an organ donor. So don't count yourself out because somebody's counting on you. Go to driventosavelives.org and sign up today.
But my heart's going to you, Ryan.
Love that shirt.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another week of iRacing action right here on the National Racing Network. My name is Chris Graham. It is a pleasure to have you joining us here for the Indy Pro 2000 Championship. Joined tonight in the booth, as always, by Mr. James Watson. And I'll tell you what here, James, heading off to Road America this week for round number 2 of the championship. This place is a lot of fun, and quite frankly, one of the better challenges that we see on the platform as well for these drivers.
Yeah, it's kind of nice to be back at a more conventional circuit after last week's little run-in with the Nordschleife. Yeah, Road America is arguably one of the absolute best tracks in the world, let alone in the service. And we've seen fantastic races. So I'm really looking forward to running here again. I can't wait for tonight's race.
Yeah, I am looking forward to this one as well as we take a look here. Debuting a little bit of a new graphics package here, and you will see the names come across the bottom and the top of your screen. Bottom is the drivers that are on their hot laps, and as they set times, they will come across the top of the screen on the ticker. And following along here with Graham Sanders as he makes his way around, and he was pretty exceptional 1 week ago at the Nürburgring. Defending champion of the Indy Pro 2000 championship on the official side, overall champion. This is another place where Graham Sanders could be tough to beat.
Graham is tough to beat everywhere. That's the thing. Like, we say that every time, but he's always one of the cars to beat.
Yeah, seems like that is a week in, week out deal, quite frankly, at this point. It's impressive to see the kind of numbers that Graham puts up. But there's a lot of other names that we can't discount here either. Heading after some of this week's racing is in, Graham Sanders is back in the points lead, but Everett Paddock is only a handful of points back. David Porcelli is right there. John Bedifer's there. All the familiar names, once you take out some of the Nürburgringers, so to speak, take them out of the equation, all the names are back here ready to go for another season.
Yeah, I can't wait to see another slugfest. Last year's championship was such a blast to watch. I cannot wait to see everyone get back to it.
John Bedifer putting up a couple of pretty good sectors thus far on his first hot lap. Everett Paddock, obviously, you're going to see a lot of greens on lap one. Green meaning personal best sectors. Purple means that is a driver's best overall, meaning beating everybody. John Bedifer looks very quick. Graham Sanders coming up here to finish lap number one. We'll see him come across the line. Everett Paddock going to be quickest. Well, now it's Graham Sanders at a 2-minute flat, 0.7. New quick time, John Bedifer, 2 minutes, 0.21. They're flying around here, but the 2-minute lap time also speaks to this race is only going to be 15 laps long. You're only going to get so many cracks at each passing zone. It's almost, I mean, it's obviously not as long as the Nürburgring last week, but it's not like going to Watkins Glen where we're going to run 18 laps or, you know, some of the other, I mean, heck, when we go to Summit Point, that's a 28-lap road course race.
Yeah, but there's plenty of passing opportunities here. You got turn 1, you got turn 5, Canada corner. Like, there's plenty of opportunities, even though we're not getting as many laps around as we do some of the other tracks we go to.
Let's pick up Chris Preston here. He put up an absolute flyer, 2 minutes, 0.69. Second quick, now David Porcelli going second quick at a 2 minutes, 0.58. Everybody is 0.3 off of the lap that John Bedifer put up. And Bedifer managed to go purple in Sector 1. Slower in Sectors 2 and 3, but...
Yeah, unless he pulls a monster for final sector, he's not really going to... Yeah, no, it doesn't look like he's going to get better.
No, but a guy who might is Graham Sanders. He is currently fourth on the board. 3 personal bests, 1 overall best in Sector 4. Everett Paddock putting up a pretty good lap here as well. Let's see as they tick across the line. And they're going to come across rapid fire over the line here. Graham Sanders checks in second quick, 2 minutes, .23. 2/100ths of a second off of John Bedifer's lap time. Everett Paddock going to move up to third quick. Still about 3/10 back. Ed Samborski up to fourth on his lap number 2. Let's see who else we can follow along with here. Let's pick up, well, just about everybody is finishing their laps here. Take a look at Ted Burns, currently 8th on the grid as he makes his way up the final straightaway, over the start-finish line. What lap number 2 is going to be for Ted Burns? Slight improvement, 2 minutes, .75. This sort of feels like we've got a couple of geodesic cars that will likely fight for the win. Everybody else is going to get to stay nice and tight, though, because this place does have a lot of draft influence.
It does. I'm also very curious to see, because you saw a couple purple sectors from a few other guys other than our front row. So that plus draft, I think we're going to get a pretty big pack of cars here fighting for this win.
I agree with you here. And down to 26 seconds left in the qualifying session. Let's get our first comment of the night up on the screen here. It's from our buddy, Tasty, saying, "I'm here." Well, thank you very much. Appreciate you hanging out with us. Love getting to talk to everybody. Yeah, give us a shout in the comments here. Let us know where you're watching from. Hopefully you are enjoying the show, and we'll get the ads out of the way here, at least as many of them as we can, on both YouTube and Twitch before we head off to the start of the races. Checkered flag is out, and it is time to go. Everybody going to be, I believe looking forward to a full pace lap is what we were hearing here. Let's bring up tonight's starting grid as we get everybody lined up here and ready to roll. Starting on the front row with a lap time of 2 minutes, .203 seconds is Michigan's John Bedifer. 29 thousandths of a second back in second place is Graham Sanders. Yeah, buddy, that's a tight front row. David Porcelli and Everett Paddock locking down row number 2. Ed Samborski and Chris Preston on row number 3. Ted Burns and Mike Kahalik on row number 4. Mike DeTurk, Kylo Ciacelli on row number 5. Kylo, one of the guys you get to hear from on our TNT broadcast on a Tuesday night. Well, this is how the guy knows what he's talking about. Top split racer here in the Indy Pro 2000 officials. Carl Lemkuhl and Christopher Taylor on row number 6. Row 7 will have J.W. Miller and Simon Fell. Russ Addy out of Pennsylvania and Benjamin Kopke out of the German, Swiss, Austrian region on row number 8. Jason Miller and Antonio Alvarez on row number 9. Rod Eskew, Nagisa Yoshikawa on row number 10. All alone on row number 11 will be the 20 of Aaron Stillwell. So 21 cars, total of 43 entered. Working out to a couple of splits here. I believe, I guess 41 cars entered. 21 and 20, I believe, is what the number was. Let's go top 3 is the comment. All right, that's it's an interesting take, but all right, we'll give it to you. And James, this is a chance to get the tires warmed up, and I have a feeling we're still going to have somebody complaining that they got dive bombed by someone on cold tires into turn 1 here.
Yeah. On a personal standpoint, I wouldn't recommend warming the tires because, sometimes things can go wrong when you do that. And if they go wrong and people are watching, you could potentially turn yourself into a meme among all the people you know and love. So I recommend just riding the brake. And no, I don't wreck when I do that.
You're talking about the Watt spin. Fantastic shot here from the top of the Sargento Cheese Bridge. One of the first long runs of many here at Road America. That, to me, is what makes this place so cool. Not only are there's a handful of very technical corners, but you also have very big runs that these cars, when they get packed up tight, you can really make some dives like down here into Turn 5.
Here and Turn 1 are going to be absolutely incredible to watch. And I feel like we could see a lot of moves going down into Canada corner. Maybe some side-by-side action around the carousel if you can line it up properly. But those are definitely going to be your top passing zones. Turn 3 also, I think that would be, we'll see a couple moves or so there.
This is another spot into Turn 8. This is, to me, it's a spot where you can try to make a really gutsy move because it sets up a defensive line through the carousel, which it's almost backwards in the thinking, but if you're able to set up where you have the advantage and you control the line, the exit of the carousel is so critical to top speed on the second half of the lap.
Oh, absolutely. I'm also curious to see if we do see scenarios like that play out, if we see them side by side coming into the kink, because then it goes, who's going to lift off first? I wonder if you could go side by side through the kink with these cars.
We've seen them go side by side through the kink, and that's where it gets interesting because then the following corner is a tight left-hander. So if you're the outside car through the kink and you've got the guts to try to make that move work, you're really set up to be in a pretty good position as you make the run down the hill here.
You also have to keep in mind, though, that unless that's a side-by-side battle for the lead, you're going to cost yourself the draft 100%. You're going to lose so much time staying side-by-side.
Yeah, that's the big one. It's a game of who's doing what, when, where, and how. You make your way through Turn 13, short run down the hill to Turn 14. Not the easiest of corners. It almost feels like it's cambered out a little bit. I mean, it's basically a flat corner, but with how you're running downhill, this one is not easy. And then the long run up the hill, the drag race is on. Field is getting ready to go green, and as always, race fans, the start of the Indy Pro 2000 Championship is going to be all yours. Good battle shaping up here at the front of the field. John Beta grabbing the early lead from Graham Sanders. David Porcelli, Everett Paddock, Ted Burns, all going to be right there.
Oh, boy. Oh, boy.
Porcelli was thinking about it. Oh, stacking them up at 5. Looks like everybody's going to get through clean. Benjamin Kopke having an issue. He's going to be back towards the back of the pack. He's back on track cleanly. Still John Betafer, but it's Graham Sanders and David Porcelli side by side. Seeing Jason Miller and Mike DeTurk having some off-track issues. Kylo Ciacelli also off the racetrack. He's able to get back on. Going to lose a handful of spots in the process. Everybody settling in here towards the front of the field. We'll slide back, pick up Ciacelli. He's going to look inside of J.W. Miller.
Whoa!
Ooh. Oh, wow, a couple of way off the racetrack. Carl Lemkool, Antonio Alvarez, Aaron Stillwell all having issues.
We're 3 wide. Oh, and there's someone off in the sand, too.
That's Ed Samborski. Ed Samborski off the racetrack, straight lines it in. Front wing is gone.
Canada corner bites another one.
My goodness.
Well, that's about what we expected, excitement-wise.
Yeah, and it adventureful first lap. Chris Preston peeking out here on Christopher Taylor. Preston will likely have the good run down to the inside, bringing teammate Kylo Ciacelli with him. Ooh, a little bit of a bobble there out of the 7 of Taylor. Oh, and there's contact!
Oh.
How did they keep those cars straight? Hold up. We got to see this one again. Take a look at the Hot Shoe Racewear instant replay. Little bit of a bobble on corner exit.
Oh, they did touch. That was wheel to wheel.
Yes, it was. Wow, everybody gets away cleanly.
That's the code round to end all code rounds.
Oh,
right there.
man, yes. Taking a look for other battles throughout the field here. We'll slide back, pick up Nagisa Yoshikawa chasing down Carl Lemkuhl. This is the fight for the 13th position. Antonio Alvarez also having an issue on the racetrack here.
Yeah, was he the one that we saw go off in the kink and make contact with the wall?
No, this was at, just a little bit of like a little twitchy self-spin. Nice replication of the DHL livery, but that's all the fun that Antonio needed to have tonight.
I think it was him, though, because I recognized the color.
Oh, big dive by David Porcelli up into turn number 1. Porcelli has to back off just a little bit. Is that Premier Racing setups I'm seeing on the side of that number 5 machine?
It is indeed. Proud member of the squad.
Now, we've talked about this in the past here, James. It's 3/4 of a second from Sanders, Porcelli, and Paddock up to the race leader. These guys have to not necessarily stay in line and play nice, but you can't lose that draft of John Bedifer. Otherwise, you do have to start playing nice with each other.
Yeah, they're still okay right now. They're still just barely in Graham's draft, but they're going to have to kind of shelve this battle for a bit. He is starting to pull away.
And there is still 13 laps remaining in this one, so a lot of racing action to go. Stephen Thompson checking in. I forgot it was a full pace lap. I thought I missed the start.
Yeah, we're not used to doing full pace laps here at Road America.
Yeah, I would say possibly a little bit needlessly. Maybe just one guy's opinion, but
I don't know if I necessarily disagree with your opinion.
things definitely tightening up at the front. The gap now down to 4/10 inside of about 1/3 of a second now between John Bedifer and Graham Sanders. David Porcelli, Everett Paddock, a little bit further back, about 4/10 of a second.
Oh, are we seeing a move? Ooh, John was thinking about it.
Man, Porcelli is so hard on the brakes into 5.
Oh, the gap he gained.
And in a sprint race like this, I mean, a lot of times, last night, Patrick and I spent the entire night talking about maximizing tire life and not ruining your tires too early. This is a 15-lap sprint race. The Cooper tires here are built to go.
Yeah, you're not thinking about saving Jack. You're go, go, go from the get-go.
You almost wonder if David's running a little bit more downforce than Betafer and Sanders are, because the gap opens back up to about a half second.
I don't really know about that. I can't imagine we are. Not that I really looked at our setups. I just slap it in and go.
Brian Labarge checking in saying 4-minute pace lap is not fun. No, it is not. The Tin Man, where the Yoshi fans at? Well, we can show you. We'll show you your guy here. There's Nagisa Yoshikawa, but we got to go back to the front because Graham Sanders, big dive inside John Beta for new race leader out of turn 1. I tell you what, that's brought David Porcelli up into it, and thank you very much, David, for making me the liar here. New fastest lap of the race last time by for David Porcelli, 2 minutes, .51. This is
he's looking on the outside. Oh, block.
Big block by Betafer.
Oh, great block, great Bizzle.
Great block, but it's going to force him wide at the exit of 5. That's going to allow Porcelli to look inside into 6. Oh, man, those two with the tight at the front were tight. That's not team orders. That's just trusting your teammate.
Yeah.
And look who's joined the party. Ted Burns and Everett Paddock.
Yeah,
they both want a piece of the action here.
Teddy B has been a man on a mission since the race started. He gained up so many spots. He's not waiting around.
I'll tell you what. Ted is up 3. J.W. Miller is up 4, running in the 9th position. But hard charger of the race, our boy Nagisa Yoshikawa. The fan club's tuning in, and he's up 8 spots to run in 12th, and he brought Aaron Stillwell along with the ride. Aaron also up 8, running in 13th.
Yeah, Yosh was not happy with his qualifying in the team chat, so he's running angry right now. He's trying to get everything he can. And
big wiggle!
Oh, boy.
Man, that's going to give Beta for a huge run down the straightaway. But now it's going to bring Porcelli and Burns into the action, too. 4 cars side by side headed to 1. I tell you what, that was a great line cover by David Porcelli, electing to run the inside lane up the front straightaway like that. Just take the opportunity out of Ted Burns' hands completely.
That was, and he was almost able to parlay that into slipping by in the second place.
Seeing the occasional dust-ups kicked up here from these guys. Big dive by Porcelli inside of Sanders. Wow, good drive off the corner for Sanders, but Porcelli's going to stay right there into 6. Ted Burns going to try to snake through. Man, this one has been a fun watch so far. I tell you what, this is where David Porcelli can really kind of get himself caught out here. You sometimes get focused on the guy in front of you and miss that there's somebody diving up inside of you from behind.
100%. I think now it might be in some of their best interest to just kind of take a deep breath, wait a few laps, and then try to go back after it.
This, by the way, is the absolute tightest battle on the racetrack. We'll show you the gaps here back to the race leader. Only other cars that are within like 3/10 is going to be the fight for 9th, 10th, and 11th. J.W. Miller, Christopher Taylor, Carl Lemkool. Ed Samborski, well, I thought, yeah, Ed Samborski getting back on the racetrack after 9 minutes and 58 seconds on pit lane. And he only missed, what, 4 laps? 5 laps?
Yeah. Oh, here we go.
2 wide can work through turn 1. 3 wide can't, but we'll go 2 by 2 through turn number 1. And somehow they all slot right in line, nice and purdy with each other. Bedifer covers off the inside line, forcing Porcelli to the outside through 2.
We're going to try to see David send it on the outside.
Oh, man, crossover switchbacks down the run to 5. Oh, how about Teddy B up the middle? That was
Teddy B
impressive.
not waiting around.
The Geodesic car is doing pace laps at full speed around Road America.
Oh, my God. This is beautiful.
And watching the gaps, Mike Kahalik is closing this down quickly as these guys run.
Yeah, and he's bringing the Lemo Boys TWR cars with him, too. We might get an 8-car battle.
If they keep doing this tap dancing stuff at the front of the field. Love the comment. Tasty. Imagine if David had 2 teammates.
Yeah, he does. Yosha's coming, and he's got 2 more reinforcements right behind College.
I think that's one of the things that, quite frankly, is pretty extraordinary about the Geodesic team. Not just the fact that they're, yeah, you can talk setups and stuff all you want. These guys are very, very talented in this car as well.
Yeah,
Big Bizzle. Oh, man, that was almost dirty. Sanders and Bedifer again going to go side by side through 1. Almost a little bit of contact.
Behind. I don't think he saw him behind. That was full. I'm going for the lead. I don't think he was even thinking about looking in the mirror at that point. Oh, this might be Ted's opportunity. He might be able to slip down now.
Burns and Porcelli are going to be down on the inside at the run down to turn number 5.
Is Teddy going to get 2 for 1? Nope, but can he get 1?
Oh, a little bit of right side romance. Bedifer's off the racetrack.
And can David? Oh, David completes the pass. Oh, boy.
Nice pass by David Porcelli, able to stay around and in front of John Bedifer. Man, Everett Paddock had a fantastic view of that.
Yeah, I'm going to go and venture and say that is not ideal for John Bedifer.
Zach Evans checking in saying, this looks like a kaboom in the making. Yeah, they were very, very close to playing grab ass there. And I think we're going to see that later in the race.
Yeah, Teddy has some unfinished business. There were a lot of unfortunate runs for him last season. And Ted, he wants this. He wants this bad, and he's going to make it happen.
Well, and quite frankly, if you're going to win a championship, you're going to have to beat Graham Sanders and John Bedifer week in and week out. Drop weeks have to be almost non-existent.
Yeah, and we've seen time and time again, Ted, Everett, and David have the pace to keep up with John and Graham. So that's what's fun about this series. This isn't a 1 or 2 horse race. We have a big handful of guys that can realistically win these SOF races and win this championship.
And quite frankly, that's going to be the fun part here. Is it really is separate teams at this point. I mean, we talked a lot in the past, especially when Greg Seitz was dominating. It was a lot of individual type performances as the battle for the lead. Oh, they're almost making contact.
Oh, and Ted keeps in it. Oh, man.
Ted keeps the foot in it. How about it? John Beta for getting around David Porcelli as the leaders were side by side.
The amount of cojones it took for Ted to keep his foot in it right there coming out of turn 5. How does he even fit that in this small car?
I'm going to leave that one right where it is. So that can just sit and percolate a little bit.
I don't know if that's the right word you want to use in reference to what we're talking about.
Down to 7 laps to go at the halfway point here. I can't believe we're only halfway through this race. Top 3 getting very tight again. David Porcelli able to hold on to this point. Everett Paddock is there. Chris Preston's gotten around Mike Kahalich.
Wow.
And Kylo Ciacelli is pretty close in there as well, as we see Betafer looking to the outside of Burns down the front straightaway. Teddy B has to tuck back in line. Nothing he could do there. Another little bit of dust kick up. I'm not totally sure of where the track limits are at the exits of the various corners, but that's something these guys have to watch. There is an incident limit in this race.
That's the weird thing about the exit of turn 1 right there. You can go pretty far off, kick up dirt, and not trigger a 1X. That's actually the line you're taught to go. Oh, like our IndyCar builder at Team Watson Race Premier, Isaac Morris, when he was teaching me how to drive this track, he said, use as much of this as you can. It will not be a 1X. This is the fast way. And it's also the same exit of 3 and a lot of other parts on this track.
Which, quite frankly, I'm okay with. I'm okay with that because it really pushes the envelope of where the drivers can and can't go. Let that grass and dirt area be a natural penalty as opposed to an off track.
Yeah, real consequence track limits are a lot better than arbitrary drawn line track.
Amen. So top 5 once again, nose to tail. 6th place, Chris Preston locked in with Mike Kahalich. They're about a third of a second apart. 3 and change seconds back.
Whoa, that was nearly disastrous for John. Oh, this isn't going to be good for the draft either.
Man, race leaders nose to tail. John Betafer losing some time here to Everett Paddock. So Betafer now back to 5th. What a run by Ted Burns up the straightaway.
Teddy B to the lead.
Now, we've talked about this one. Do you want to be in the lead with a lap to go?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, we all kind of thought that the lead was not the place to go last week at the Nordschleife, but the lead held serve, so that's the fun thing. Your guess is as good. Everyone's guess is as good as ours. We have no freaking clue.
Insightful expert commentary as Graham Sanders peeks back up inside of Ted Burns. Let's mark another lead change on the board. I really need to keep a count here for some of these racetracks of unofficial lead changes, because it is really impressive how many times these guys will flip the lead back and forth. And don't look now, but lap traffic will likely come into play here. Michael DeTurk running in the 18th position, not very far up the road here. We could see lap traffic possibly decide this if they catch him in the wrong spot.
Yeah. I'll tell you, it's interesting watching John right now. He's got to get a move on if he wants to get back up into the fight for the lead.
That's really the hard part of this. Oh, man, nice save there by Porcelli. If you're kind of stuck, I mean, the draft can be helpful, but you do have to work for it.
Now, there's something to keep in mind. Ted almost, when they came across the line, Ted almost got Graham. That's something to keep in mind. Trying to watch the run and see if you're able to time it and get them at the line for a potential win at the checker.
Porcelli and Paddock going to be side by side now with Betafer locked in right behind as they head under the Sargento Cheese Bridge. No, they didn't actually park the truck on the bridge. That was one of the comments we didn't put on the air. Battle for the lead, back side by side. It's going to be Teddy B, but a big bobble at the exit of 5 is going to allow Sanders to sneak back up inside into 6. I don't know how we pull it off. Road America next season absolutely needs to be a radio-style broadcast here. Seeing trouble for Kylo Ciacelli on the racetrack. Kylo still in the 8th position, but now 13 and change seconds back of the race leaders. Almost 10 seconds back of Mike Kahalich. Oh, in trouble for Teddy B! He's off into the wall! Ted Burns is out! Oh, man, let's show it to you again. Oh, just a little bit. Man, that looked an awful lot like netcode on the contact. He was already loose, but the netcode finished him off. Yeah, and how about it?
Look at that.
How about this one? Well, I hesitate to go back and replay it because we'll miss it again, but David Porcelli is around Graham Sanders.
This is going to be tough for David. This is a 2-on-1 battle.
Oh, man, what a slide up underneath by Graham Sanders. Right under the rear wing of David Porcelli, sets up the pass into turn 6.
Oh, but David says, no, I'm staying right here. Oh.
Take a look here. I don't think we have Ted Burns available to talk to here. That's a tough break. That's one I am going to go back and look at in slow-mo after this one. I don't think there was contact there. If there was, it was netcode.
Yeah, it looked like Ted got a little loose coming out of Canada corner, kind of turned in, and I don't know if netcode made him bounce back or if it was just an overcorrect, but the car just went straight back into the wall.
Correct.
Graham never made any actual contact.
Yeah, the comment from Tasty, all by himself or netcode, and that's exactly what it is. It was either an overcorrection back into the wall or netcode bounced him off because the cars never got that close to each other. But now we're down to 2 laps to go, and unfortunately for Ted Burns, another season not starting off on the right foot here after, well, quite frankly, contact is probably going to have him pretty salty, at least until he sees the replays.
Yeah, Graham gave him as much room as he could. Like, that was, as hard as they were racing, that was really, really, really clean. Like, hats off to both of them. That was just pure impressive. And are they? Oh, boy, I thought they were actually seeing 3 wide.
Porcelli and Sanders again, side by side into 5. Oh, man, Tell you what, we saw it from Graham Sanders a few laps ago. Same thing out of David Porcelli. Just fantastic corner exit speed. Porcelli going to try the cross back over. Not going to work. Has to tuck back into line through the carousel. Brian Labarge asking the question in the comments, how do these guys have tires left? I'll tell you what, we talked about how good the Cooper tire model is on these cars. They're built for this, but these guys are really abusing these things.
Yeah.
Now we're seeing Porcelli and Betafer side by side into Canada corner. Oh, they're almost making contact again. Now it's a 2-on-1 battle, and if it's anything like what we saw last season, the geodesic guys are not necessarily going to play team orders and stay in line here. They go after it. White flag is out, 1 lap to go. Sanders covers the line off into turn number 1. But that's going to allow Porcelli and Paddock to get caught right back up. Man, that lap traffic is getting close. The big run into turn 5. Betafer up on the outside. Sanders on the inside. Oh, and there's contact! Big contact at the front. Betafer, Paddock, and Porcelli all involved. Chris Preston, Mike Kahalik going to sneak through. Somehow, John Betafer keeps the car on the straight and narrow. Graham Sanders is gone. 3.5 seconds up. Chris Preston is up into second. Mike Kahalik now runs third. Oh, man, this is going to call for some post-race replays on this one.
Wow.
You can see race leader Graham Sanders far off in the distance. Chris Preston trying to hold on for a podium. Oh, hold on to it.
He nearly threw it away.
Oh, the big move by Kahalik up the inside, and he's going to get the pass completed out of 13. What a spot to get it done there. It's going to be a drag race to the line. Checkered flag is in the air. Graham Sanders will get the win at Road America. Mike Kahalik will come home second, Chris Preston third, in a final lap that saw David Porcelli, John Betafer, and Everett Paddock all making contact. Oh my goodness. Let's watch that one back. This was the battle for the race lead. Oh, man, there was contact with Sanders there, too. Big hit.
Yeah, I thought when I saw John going around, I thought we were going to see John come right down into Graham and hook both of them up into the wall out of the way. That's not how I was expecting things to break.
Take a look at this one again. What a sneak through by Chris Preston. My goodness. Hold up. We got to see this one again. Go on board with Chris Preston. Why, thank you, sir. May I have another?
Sure.
My goodness, what a finish to this one here at Road America. Last car coming across the line, Mike DeTurk, will allow us to see our race results. Graham Sanders getting the win by 4.5 seconds over Mike Kahalik. It was 4.5 seconds back to Kahalik and Chris Preston, who were running 5th and 6th at the start of the white flag lap. Preston able to come home in the 3rd position. David Porcelli, John Beta for round out your top 5. Nice recovery for those two. Kylo Ciacelli, who was off track at one point with a handful of laps to go, finishing 6th, ahead of the damaged number 4 of Everett Paddock. Carl Lemkuhl, Nagisa Yoshikawa, J.W. Miller round out your top 10. 11 to 15 will have Christopher Taylor, Russ Addy, Simon Fell, Rod Eskew, and Jason Miller. Benjamin Kopke, Mike DeTurk, Ted Burns, Ed Samborski, Aaron Stillwell, and Antonio Alvarez all out of the race. Burns, Samborski, Stillwell, and Alvarez having big-time issues at various points here. My goodness. Let's I think we're ready for the Victory Lane interviews here, and, well, quite frankly, we're going to keep this right where it is because let's bring into the booth tonight's race winner tonight, Mr. Graham Sanders. Graham, we're getting a peek at the incident here on the final lap, or next to last lap anyway. Tell us what you saw. You were side by side with your teammate, and all of a sudden you looked like you were bouncing up in the air a little bit.
Yeah. God, what a race! I don't even know what to say. Yeah, just it looked like. Well, I wouldn't say it looked like. I know that he got a little bit loose. He wasn't even full throttle, but all that I saw from my point of view, and in my right monitor, I saw him start to go sideways, and I was just hoping to God that he wasn't going to clip my right rear. He did clip it, but it was light enough to not really disturb my car much, and luckily I was able to continue and take the win.
Is Road America one of the best tracks for the PM18s? I think of Road America, Spa, there's a handful of them, even Watkins Glen to an extent, where the cornering is great. The drafting down the straightaways kind of keeps the leaders together. It's just a perfectly executed balance for this particular car.
I'd have to agree with you on that. I think, and I think it was this race last season where David and I were side by side for like half the race, and this track just provides for great racing. You've got like 5 passing zones around there, and yeah, like the draft keeps everyone together. The draft can be frustrating at times because you can kind of get away with being a little bit slow through the corners and then just rely on draft to bring it right back up into the mix again. So, but no, it is a blast. It is a blast to race around here.
Last question for you here. Entering tonight as the points leader, this was an absolutely monster field. 2 splits, 42 cars, 41 cars, whatever it was. This one's going to kind of sit up there in terms of the number of points you'll earn over the course of the season. Big boost as we head into the Oval next week at USA International.
Yeah, for sure. I just got to keep up this this rhythm. It was a really great result for the team as well. I mean, despite John falling back to 5th, it brought our teammate Michael back up in his 2nd. So, yeah, we just got to keep this up and just keep the ball rolling.
All right, bud. Well, congratulations on another win here. 2 for 2 on the broadcast races, at least if I'm remembering correctly this season. Big win for you tonight at Road America. Let's make sure you get all the sponsor plugs and thank yous in before we let you out.
Yeah, I just want to thank John and Michael over at the team. I want to thank GSI, Alpine Stars, GoPro, Wave Italy, everybody, and of course you guys for putting on this great broadcast. And I'll see you guys next week. Thank you.
All right, buddy. Thank you very much. We appreciate it. And let's pick back up here. We're going to go right back to the same incident, but have a look at it from the perspective of our runner-up tonight, Mr. Mike Kahalik. And I'll tell you what, bud, you had not one but two scares on the last lap. First, the incident at turn 5, then Chris having the little bit of a wiggle there. You finally complete the pass at turn 13, I guess it was. Kind of a ho-hum, not a bad run to second.
Yeah, not too bad. It was kind of at the detriment to John. I still haven't watched the replay of what happened up there, but yeah, early on lost the draft from, I think it was Everett, and I just kind of sat there for a little bit, and then we had Chris catch up, and then we had a nice little battle there, yeah.
We asked this same question of Graham. Is this one of the best racetracks that you can visit in an Indy Pro 2000 car? Just with how the corners lay out, all the passing zones, the draft keeping everybody together. This place is just a blast to run around in these cars.
Absolutely. I've got mixed feelings on draft tracks, but this track tends to bring out the best racing in this car especially. I remember last season when we went, no, I missed last season. 2 seasons ago when we went to Road America, I had an awesome battle with Everett Paddock, and Graham had a really good one with, I forget who it was. Might have been Porcelli that race. Either way, it was. Yeah, this track is always awesome when we come here.
Well, it is a huge points night for you. Very deep strength of field. It got to be a pretty big confidence boost heading into the rest of the season and especially into the first oval of the season at USA International next week.
Yeah, in these events, I tend to always finish 4th, so it's nice to come up and finally talk to you guys and be able to say hi and whatnot. Yeah.
All right, bud. Well, congratulations on the runner-up finish here tonight, and let's make sure you get any of the sponsor plugs and thank yous in before we let you out.
Yeah, I just want to thank the guys back at Geodesic, John, Graham, Carlos does these sometimes, Miggy, Alpine Stars, Omologato, SimLab, Wave Italy, GSI, GoPro.
All right, bud. Thank you very much. We appreciate it. Spectacular runoff of the sponsors there, by the way, James. Let's bring our third place finisher in tonight. We went on board with them, but let's take a look at the, incidents, plural, on the final lap here. Chris Preston, Pucker Factor Zulu there exiting turn 5.
Oh, my God. What a crazy end to that race. So I don't know if you caught it right before going into that corner, but Michael had completely locked up on my inside and slid through the corner. And then as I barely avoid him, I look up to see 3 cars sideways on the track right in my lane. So,
yeah, that's actually what we're looking at right now.
Space. Thank you for Michael for leaving me space to tuck in just on the outside, and a big thanks to David for not pulling out and killing me, because he almost did. He checked his mirror last second, so it really all came together there at the end.
Yeah, that was, we'll say, a little bit of luck, but a whole lot of skill to dodge that one. But the fight wasn't over yet, because you and Mike were still nose to tail. I don't know how you guys didn't get separated by more than you did. You had to deal with the banged-up car of John Betafer first. What's going through your mind for the rest of that lap? You were looking at a good, 6th place finish, whatever it was, 5th place finish. And then all of a sudden it's, I got to get past the damaged car for second. I've got to try to hold on to second. There's a lot mentally going on there.
Yeah, going up the hill, I had seen John drop a piece of bodywork off his car. So I knew, I think it was John. So I knew he was hurt. And then I don't know. He didn't really get in my way or block me or anything, but he was just in front of me at an inopportune time, and I think it just held me up a few tenths because I had to go around him. I'm not sure how cleanly Michael got through it because I wasn't too concerned in my mirrors, but yeah, I knew he still had a fight for the rest of that lap. Going down into Canada, or coming out of Canada corner, I clipped the gravel, and that was kind of all she wrote for me. Going into the next turn, I heard the spotter say he was on my inside, and I had flashbacks to Road Atlanta, so I kind of just lifted a little bit and accepted the 3rd place. It's still a podium.
Yeah, it's a good finish. I'm sure the boss is going to be happy when you finally talk to him, seeing Team Watson Racing on the side of that car. All in all, not a bad night. Heck of a run, and let's make sure we let you get all your sponsor plugs and thank yous in.
Thank you. Well, as you just said, I got to thank Team Watson Racing. I got to thank Limo Boys Racing and, of course, my teammate Kylo. We stuck together, and our game plan really worked out throughout that race, so thanks to him for being such a good teammate and just working with me to actually catch up. And, And of course, thanks to you guys for doing this broadcast every week and having me on.
All right, buddy. Well, thank you very much. We appreciate you coming on, Chris. And, man, I'll tell you what, James, as we go back to the live scenic look of Elkhart Lake, Wisconsin, well, at least the front straightaway of Elkhart Lake, Wisconsin, this race was absolutely insane from front to back, but we don't expect anything less out of Road America.
Oh, man. This track, I don't think we had a single race here that sucked. Like, this just promotes abject insanity in the best way possible in anything that races at it. Like, this was a joy to broadcast, and now we get to go to your and I's favorite times of the season, Oval Week.
Yeah, Oval Week. This will be the second time in the first 3 weeks of the season that the ringers are going to come out. We saw it the first week of the season at the Nürburgring Nordschleife. Now we're going to do it again next week. It's almost like for some of these drivers, I mean, the way iRacing runs the points, it's a 12-week season, but you only count 8 of them. For some of these drivers, we could be talking about 2 drop weeks in the first 3.
Yeah, this is going to be a tough start to the season for someone. That's certain.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a tough start of the season for guys like Ted Burns and Ed Samborski. We didn't talk about either one of those guys being up at the front a ton last week, at least if my memory serves me correctly Now another bad week here at Road America. It's almost like you'll have to use the rest of this week as the reset and start kind of mentally getting yourself ready for Oval Week, because USAI is not the easiest place in these cars.
No, and it's been a long time since we've last run USA in officials here. So there's not going to be a whole depth of knowledge that everyone can rely on. So we're probably going to see a lot more jumbled up grid here next week than we do at some of the ovals we're used to running, like Iowa and Gateway and any of the Phoenixes.
Well, we got a ton of stuff coming up next week on the National Racing Network. So much going on. I will personally be down in Florida doing some production work for the Freedom 500. You can catch that one at CletusMcFarland.com. Monday night, the Fuel Premier Series will be back at 8:30 p.m. in the East. Tuesday night, it's Oval Week, so no TNT broadcast next week. Wednesday night, actually, we're back Thursday night with the Indy Pro 2000 Championship from USA International. Prior to that, the High Side Hustle at 7 p.m. in the East, and at 8:30, the return of the Ezra IndyCar Series. I cannot wait for these guys to come back on the air. The Indy cars are always a blast. They are my favorite cars in the world. I cannot wait to start talking about them again. So a lot of cool stuff coming up here this week on the National Racing Network. Keep an eye out on our socials for some behind-the-scenes fun. But with that, it's time for us to get on out of here. For Mr. James Watson, camera design tonight by Connor Baldwin. Fantastic job as always there, brother. Thank you very much. My name is Chris Graham. We will talk to you all soon. Have a great night, everybody.